if you are a personal trainer making less than £2,000 online with your business, I think you should watch this video, because after having coached and having worked with over 100 personal trainers, coaches to grow and build their online business, I've spotted a few patterns and a few trends. So if right now your business isn't growing, you're not making as much money as you'd like, it only comes down to two big things. I'm going to cover both these things in this video alongside a clear blueprint on how you can solve it in these next 9 minutes. One of the biggest reasons most of the time coaches get stuck and they are not able to grow is because they're stuck charging too low price points with their coaching program, their business, and their offer. So that's the first thing, and the offer and how much you're charging for your coaching program simply comes down to two big reasons. One is coaches often just don't decide what the price point, like don't get certain, don't get clear on exactly what the price point is, and they just keep pivoting and they keep changing and they don't go all in on just one offer, one niche. They have friends, they have family members that come in and everyone's getting discounts, everyone's getting different pricing, everyone's getting different offers. Things just get messy, things get confusing, convoluted, and you don't get clients for your coaching business as a byproduct for this. So that's the very first thing. So as opposed to charging like £97, £150 rolling monthly coaching for your monthly rolling for a monthly coaching program, one of the best things you can do to change that is just like map out a really good coaching program and a really good kind of end goal in mind for a particular avatar, and price your program for 6 months or 12-month program to start off with, and just stay consistent with just talking about just that program, be it a 6-month or 12-month program, and just go all in on just that one pricing, because that means that you can still charge similar price point, but as opposed to going £150 just doing monthly rolling, you can just times that by 6 and just take that the initial kind of price point to start off with. So for example, just to keep maths a bit simpler, if it's £200 a month for 6 months, you might charge £1,200, right? Or £1,097. 997. What that does is it removes so much stress and so much anxiety from your business, because even if you have a bad month with your coaching business, you just need to close 2 people extra for the month, and you're already at 2k extra with your coaching business. So that's one of the best things you can do there to really grow and really drive the success of your coaching business forward, is just decide on a price point, right? And it makes it a lot easier to close people on that price point as well, because if let's keep it simple, let's go 997. Our clients charge more for this for context, but let's say 997. You package up a coaching program that's 997 for 6 months. All it takes then is to just go heavy on that one core message on your social media, with your content, with your ads, with your marketing, and just say, all I do is one coaching program, 6 months. I roughly take people from this outcome to this outcome. For example, inside our coaching program, within 6 months, we know for a fact we can scale and we can grow our coaching business almost from 0 to consistent 5k months. If they're doing more, then you can add an extra 5k per month to your coaching business, right? For your coaching program, from a fat loss, from a weight loss perspective, you roughly know, if most people come in for weight loss, you know roughly that you can help them lose 10 kilos, 20 kilos, 40 pounds, whatever it might be. And you can just go heavy and just communicate that. And what that does is it makes it so much more appealing to the people you want to work with, because they come in for the end outcome and the end goal, rather than them just come in for monthly rolling coaching, which not many people want unless they're really good friends and they trust you a lot. That's the first thing I would do. But then when you do that, you just need to get very committed to actually charging that properly and just going all in on that one clear core message. So in the back of your head, you just need to commit fully to just doing that, and just going like having nothing else that you're doing really on the front end. You're not talking about any other coaching programs, you're not talking about $20, $40, $50. There's nothing else. You're just talking about one core offer, one core program, and you're just attracting the right people that would be the right fit for that program. That's the easiest way to get unstuck, because then the secret to scaling to 5k to 10k per month is so much simpler, because your offers, you charge 997 for your offer. If you do that, uh, and you get 5 new signups for the month, you're already at 5k. And what that also does is it allows you to spend money on boosted content, on organic content, so much quicker, and boosting content as well, because you've got the margins to do that. All it takes is to spend, like, you can spend much more money to acquire a customer that way around as well. So that'd be the first biggest thing I'd look at. The second thing as a byproduct from this as well is that you need to get very obsessive with one thing, and that one thing is just get super obsessive with the conversations you're having, the quality of conversations you're having with people that are going to be the right fit for your coaching program, but also the quantity of conversations you're having. Because if you have really good conversations with people that are really good fit for your coaching program, if you do that consistently enough, then it's inevitable that you're not going to start closing people for your coaching program. Most of the time people don't, is because they just speak to anyone and everyone. They also speak to people that are simply never going to be interested for their coaching program, or they're either never going to be interested, or they can never afford it, or they're just having bad conversations. Right? If we fix your conversations and you just get really obsessive with speaking to the right people about the right things, it'll be so much easier to move that forward. And our clients have literally entire scripts, entire qualifying processes, so it makes it so much easier for them to be speaking to the right people and be closing the right people into paying clients and high paying clients. If you just get super clear on like really auditing your day, and if you're like obsessive with growing and making the second half of this year be your best year yet in business, if you just get really obsessive, even if it's just on a notepad and pen or in the notes on your phone, if you just get really obsessive of auditing this every day in one form or another, you'd be surprised how far you can go if you just ask yourself these questions. Did I speak to the right people today? How many of the right people did I speak to? How many of these people actually inquired about my coaching program? Like that, having those things there and actually tracking those is going to make it infinitely easier for you to move people into calls that you can then talk to them for about how your coaching program works. I'm just going to touch on this very briefly, because you probably gauge this by now, and you gauge it from my personality and kind of how I am. But one of the biggest things I'm personally not a fan of, we don't really teach too heavy on inside a coaching program, is we don't go heavy on like high pressure sales tactics and really trying to get people to cry on that call, on that sales call to buy the coaching program. Instead, what I'd highly recommend doing, just because I am much more of a fan of doing this, it feels much more ethical for me personally, is to really give the person all the information they could ever need before the call about how the coaching program works, the type of results they're going to get, the kind of time frame it might be. Obviously don't give them a price before the call, because they're not seeing all the things involved in it, but really get that coaching program and get the overall kind of feel for the coaching program feel very premium, like it should be. And just really talk them through all the kind of journey, all the kind of results your people can get before the call. So when you get on a call, you're just there trying to understand them as a person, trying to understand how they work, how they think, and then how they tick. And as a byproduct of that, just asking them if they have any questions about the coaching program. But the questions they should have should be truly minimal, because you should be giving them a lot of the information beforehand about how the coaching program works, how you can create certainty, like you want to create certainty before the call that you can actually get them a result. On the call, it's just you understanding them as a person, and then them getting an understanding of you, getting motivation high, and then just selling them on that call. That would be the biggest things I would be really obsessing over on the call itself, so you can close more people and really moving that forward. I put together a bit of a template in terms of what you should send people before the call for clients, but if you want it as a little gift for you watching all the way to the end of this video, if you want that kind of PDF document literally breaking down all the bullet points, what you should include to close people before the call, create certainty, create excitement. If you just message me on Instagram saying say in sales, I can send you a bit of a rundown in terms of what I'd include on that call, so you can close more people on that as well. And I hope you find this video helpful, because there's a lot of big gems there that and mistakes I made when I first started many years ago, nearly a decade ago. So I hope you find that useful. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit subscribe. If you want to work with me one-to-one to grow and scale your online coaching business in 2025, there'll be a link down below that you can do that. And I'll see you next time.